Welcome to Blue Balls Part 2-2. So yeah, we saved the village.
Yeah, I don't care.
Mateo, look at the children, all of them smiling. Doesn't it warm your heart, Teo?
The birds are singing, isn't it beautiful? God, come on.
What, you only talk to the one
At this
child?
point, I'm getting so desensitized of this game. And I shouldn't be.
This game is so... This is basically the gaming equivalent of styrofoam. It's so devoid of flavor. And
well, technically you can still, yeah, the only enjoyment you have is to throw it at your cat and let him see you play with it.
Sure, why don't you try that? I can send you my copy so we can experiment that. I still have...
forgot what this,
it's me. I must tell that child, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, now that, fortunately, the little girl is now happy for some reason.
Are her parents alive?
Oh, my parents are dead, but the village is good now, so now all is well again.
Hold on, was the news that her parents are alive or something?
No, she got all happy because of the town being healed. She apparently
he
the
said
town
something
being
about
saved
though
was
how he
enough
has
for her to overcome.
Although he said something about having to tell her some good news or something.
Basically, no, bad news more like he still hasn't gathered up the courage to tell the child that the parents are dead. Because she still doesn't know. She's still hoping. Like basically, the old man is trying to work up the courage to have to break the news to her.
Well, to be fair, even he doesn't know for sure.
This could be an interesting subplot, but Sakaguchi apparently doesn't care enough to develop it. So moving on.
To be fair, apparently even the old guy doesn't know whether or not her parents are really dead. So who knows? Maybe it'll be an after credit scene where it turns out they're alive, or a during credits screen portrait.
Jova, sometimes I really envy you. I really wish I could be as optimist as you are.
Hey, sometimes you gotta get knocked down to rise back up above it all.
Well, let me break it down. There is no after credit scene showing what the old man telling her.
Maybe there's a during credit scene.
All things may to resolve this particular subplot. That feels random.
Well, Teo, it's Jova's nature. You can't.
Wait. My nature. What does my nature have to do with being random? Well, aside from when I am purposely being random, but that's besides the point.
If you let me finish, Jova, it's in his nature to be optimistic too. Just let him be.
Oh,
you again?
Hang on a minute. Don't you see, Jova? I'm the incredibly quirky running gag character, so that everybody wants to see me.
Yeah, pal, you're worse than Chocolina. By far.
That's the legendary Aurora droplet. The one who possesses it will be led to the Aurora ruins. We have no idea what the hell is it doing here, but yeah, give me.
No.
Give me the... Actually, I am, because I want him to go away. What can I say?
It's a gift.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And in return, I shall give you this. Crystal necklace.
Your inventory is full.
I shall keep my shop here while I make preparations to go to the other ruins. And I'm just gonna stay.
Hey, have we already been to the Aurora ruins?
It's an optional dungeon.
Do you even need that droplet to find them?
No, it's for the sake of getting a stronger equipment. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to show that because it kind of gives us nothing to talk about. So I'm just going to move on to the story.
So where to now?
Now we're going to go look for Zola because remember, she's still lost.
All right, Zola.
Wait, the last we saw her, it was on a ship.
Well, she was on any ship. She was fighting.
Sabu.
I forgot his name. Yeah, Sabu.
Zabo, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but wouldn't we need to know where the ship is since that's where we teleported from?
Oh, alright, it didn't explode, so...
We're just gonna look for her. Anyway, so Shiro, are you aching to know what happened to our beloved Zola?
Not really.
Oh. Okay. Here's a cool thing. This is a little optional tribe camp.
Tribe camp. Oh, it's similar to the one near the starting village.
That's because there's various sheep tribe camps all over the world of Blue Dragon, and this is one of those who you got to actually find in the path for the main campaign. There are others out there, but they're all optional, and I don't show them off because they're all basically the same thing. Trust me, you're not really missing anything.
Let me guess. This one warps back to the very first one.
Which leads me actually to a question. Actually, for
Go ahead, Theo.
Well, obviously, ever since the early days, the Xbox One, Xbox 360 games had, but just a confirmation, this game also has achievements, right?
Yes.
I know that separating from the game itself, aside from the challenging factor, how challenging they are to get. Like they are that kind that they're really annoying. Like do this gajillion thing that you're normally not supposed to do.
I'm actually not very familiar with this one because I never bothered with the achievements in this game. But there are achievements for completing this one, completing this two, and finishing the game.
Well, those are story driven, so they're you were expected to be, I guess.
How about this, Theo? Since there's nothing going on, feel free to check.
I'll check.
Feel free to check the list yourself and tell us in commentary what you think of the achievements.
Alright,
and describe them for the audience so they can know. There you go. Alright, moving on.
Here we go.
Lal Highlands.
Alright, I'll stop. I'll go in order and you interrupt me with something important is going on. Back attack! With a back attack. Simply attack a creature from behind. Yeah, you remember this. And now do 100 back attack for the next one. Okay.
Don't you just love time-consuming, boring trophy/achievements?
Complete a multi-monster encounter. Okay, that's the one you usually did.
I actually had that achievement.
Yeah. Win a multi-monster encounter against at least 10 enemies, so it's basically endurance mode. Hi man. Make monster fights happen 100 times. Oh, it's what you told in the hospital when the two species actually fight with each other.
Yeah.
Fight and defeat the rare monster King Pooh.
That's an optional boss.
It counts as a metal slime, I guess. Find and defeat the rare monster Golden Pool Snake, same as before.
And guess what, Theo? Sakaguchi felt like rehashing a previous boss. Now we're fighting yet another mix of fire and ice.
Wait, when did we do this before?
The boss theme.
In the hospital.
Oh.
Remember all those elemental dog spirits.
Huh.
Okay.
You know, I assume that with the different.
See, even does the elemental change. So go ahead, Zola, what is it?
Yeah, I was actually gonna assume that with the different color changes, since they're technically different shades of blue and red, that they were gonna mix things. Oh, so they're Earth. So it's Earth, I guess now, and the different elements.
No. Well, I never actually checked because I just attacked them normally anyway.
Wait on badly, yeah.
Well, I mean, they just did an Earth attack, so I'm wondering if, well, they're two different elements as opposed to fire and ice. Like, maybe they're Earth and water.
Maybe that. Okay, maybe Jova has a point. Maybe it's Earth and water. Yeah. All right, sure. Okay, fine. It's not fire and ice. It's Earth and water. It's still the same basic concept done again.
I mean, to be fair, Michael, there's nothing wrong with doing the same basic concept, but what really sticks out is the fact that it's also a recolor too. It's okay. Sometimes recolor bosses are gonna happen in RPGs, but the idea is to have them be different enough in a sense.
The Jova staring out eternity and shit. Alright, there we go.
And now it's
oh, well, they can actually split up.
Oh, that's it. It's Earth Wedge. You're right, Joey. I actually forgot about this. This game is so unmemorable that I immediately forget things right after they happen.
Wait, shocking?
Oh, and this one is actually electrical.
So it's electric. Huh.
There you go.
Oh, I get it. Fire and ice, and now Earth and electric. Two things that cancel each other out, working together.
How charming.
Don't you see, Theo? This is a great social commentary on how, even though we're all different on the outside, deep inside we are all the same.
And we can learn to work together.
BRB.
Hey.
Oh no, he used dig. No, that was literally dig. The only difference is that he didn't have to wait a turn.
Yeah. To this day, I still cannot understand the word he said. Well, most of the words he says without having the lyrics by my side, because man, does he suck at enunciating.
Well, remember, he was directed to sound like that.
I don't get it though. Why? I can understand this for the Japanese version, because Japanese people love English, but why not at least get him to do a re-recording for Western audiences?
Because they want it to sound English, and that's what they think that we like in anime. Which, admittedly, English is a source of pleasure for us, but still, they have to know the idea behind it.
But here's the thing: when Shinichi Nakamaru, aka the Japanese voice actor for Sonic, does English in Sonic X, I actually understand what he's saying. Ooh, what a nice view! See, I mean, yeah, his accent is of course clearly Japanese, but at least I can actually understand what the hell the guy is saying. There we go. I love how I received like 15,000 MP. Even though the maximum MP in this game for a character to have it at once is 999. Alright, so Shiroi, has Mana calmed down? I guess not.
Well, Mena's probably still barking.
Heal. Formation. See, one of the reasons I'm checking the formation is because sometimes this game has the nasty habit of sometimes changing formation at random for so I always have to keep back to doing the formation that I want. Alright, cutscene now. Well, in a moment, I still have to walk to it. There we go, we're back at the spot where the fortress was at the end of Disc 2, so let's see if we can find Zola. Could she have survived? Did she die? Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. What are you talking about? Nobody cares if she died or survived.
Of course she survived.
A giant transparent penis?
Or a thumbs up? Wait,
Glass land sharks!
glass land sharks.
They're way too big for land sharks.
What are you even talking about? Oh, that thing.
But guess what, guys?
It's a mech-cat!
Oh shit. Boss battle, maybe?
Maybe.
Who is that?
No surprise if it's Nene.
But turns out it's not. It's Zola.
Zola! Lady Zola!
Oh god.
You all right?
Okay, what did I miss?
Zola
missed-
just jumped
Zola
down
just-
from the mech-cat.
Okay.
There you go, Zola showed up and Marumaro is happy.
Hey, the mech-cat! That's Marumaro's old ship.
What happened since we saw you?
Or I guess it's
I had
one
a
of
really
them.
hard time finishing off Zabo. And when I finally defeated him and tried to get to you, Nene's fortress began to bury itself underground.
Lady, could you try reading that line, except this time actually speak the line as if you're actually a human being? Could you maybe do that?
I guess she's...
Is that the twist that Zola is actually not human? Also, ass shot.
Her delivery
Haruhi
is
Sis
so
admitted something like
stilted.
that, admittedly.
Seriously, her delivery is downright comparable to Ali Hillis' performance in Lightning Returns. She's so lifeless in her line delivery.
I could say it's also the same of Steel Burton, but yeah.
I mean, even okay, for as much shit as I hate that in Lightning Returns for having such a flimsy, stupid excuse for why Lightning is so lifeless in that game, at the very least, Lightning Returns tried to give a reason. This game doesn't even do that.
Here's the ultimate comparison, Pedro, because you also know. What do you think is worse? This one, or, forgot the name, William Walland as
Well, you
Aqua?
see, we felt that we couldn't let Nene get away
I still
with
prefer
it.
Willow Holland. Don't get me wrong, Willow Holland as Aqua is very
We went to other
stilted.
villages. In all
But I
these
still think she
places,
can
Nene
occasionally
took care of
show some life here and there, especially in the more intense scenes. This woman is always talking in the same exact way. But yeah, Willow Holland also is very flawed as Aqua. And I still have no idea why they're still casting her to this day.
I guess
Sorry,
it's...
Aqua.
Also, what are those crystal towers?
They don't know yet. Apparently, they're assuming that they're glass land sharks.
Okay.
Personally, I just see them as transparent giant penises, but whatever.
They remind me a bit instead of, well, transparent obviously, but the drills of a desert prison of Final Fantasy VIII.
Newborn baby. It just struggles and cries out. But if one can control it, that infant power can be a tremendous power.
There you go, Theo. Turns out there's a legend about people having magic in their hearts, and that's how they have the magic.
We just didn't believe enough, I guess.
You must defeat
So,
and turn it
but-
into
Light and darkness, light and dark,
light and shadow
darkness,
become as
darkness,
one.
light, darkness,
Oh, I see. So basically, the
Friends.
immense light of their hearts casts a shadow that allows them to portray their aura on.
Darkness that will blind the light and shadow up the evilly dark.
So, here's what I don't get, though. Are we forgetting the fact that they only got these powers because of Nene's,
Instinct.
Right,
Interference.
ingesting those
No,
blue
Joe,
balls.
what they're trying to establish, Joe, is that turns out that magic has always been inside them. They just didn't know.
Oh,
it.
I get it. The blue balls like unlock the potential.
I know. But even still, though, that's the problem, is the fact that they only unlocked this potential because of Nene's interference. Again. I compare this to Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, how cute. Ah, Jesus.
Again, I compare it to Kingdom Hearts. Look,
Does your fishies also have a dance for sex?
probably.
Probably.
Anyway, I compare this to Kingdom Hearts. See, Sora got his Keyblade, but not thanks to interference because of the bad guy.
No, because he's a fucking Jesus marries you.
Well, what I mean is, like, well, Sora's being actually earned the Keyblade, which proved that, yes, he had the potential in himself the entire time.
This goes on for some time. Ding.
Yeah.
Again, look,
I
the
also
pro-
love how they try to have a kind of a heartfelt interaction between Kluk and Zola, but it's too little too late at this point. But go ahead, Joe.
See,
What the
again,
fuck? Sure.
part of the problem is, like, well, we don't really get to know these kids that well enough without their powers. I mean, yes, there is technically the section where we had the first three, playing when they could just fling rocks and whatnot, but the problem is, like, well, we don't really actually do much with them before they get the powers. Whereas with Sora, you have, like, the entirety of Destiny Islands to do before he gets the Keyblade. And you can tell that he's a nice enough, well-meaning soul, and when you later learn that the Keyblade attracts itself to people like that, you understand why he would have gotten the Keyblade, even though technically it wasn't supposed to go to him. That's a whole other new side story.
Ah, yes, Jova. A nice and kind soul that can potentially, thanks to the dickishness of a player, beat the living shit out of Tidus and Waka multiple times to gain experience.
Teo,
gonna
you're
tell-
implying that beating the crap out of Tidus is a bad thing.
Jesus.
What about
But, yeah.
Selfie?
Selfie is just there.
But I like beating the crap out of Tidus.
Also, airstrip, I guess.
Basically, though.
Oh.
Theo, I'll just quote Spoonie on this. The whole pretty much 90% of the appeal of Dissidia is being able to beat the crap out of Tidus as your favorite Final Fantasy character.
Actually, I remember it was like, I forgot the name of the webcomic. It wasn't Control Delete, it was another one. I forgot to know. But he
Alright,
made that oh, sorry, I'll say it.
Allow me to explain something. Well, actually, it's technically after this cutscene. Now the penises suddenly start raising from the ground or something.
Oh, they look like instead like the rays of a wheel or something.
We're going to explain later what these things are and why they're here.
It's Sonic, he's spin dashing through the ground.
It's being split in two.
Yeah, the planet is being split in two for some reason. We're gonna learn about this later. We're gonna learn about this later.
I'm not sure, but one of them is showing where those glass
Actually, Zola, the radar screen is turned off. So what the hell are you even looking at? I can't believe it. Nobody actually noticed while rendering the scene that the radar screen was on.
It's like that scene in Lightning Returns where she picks up the phone and it has no,
That's
no
the-
string to it.
That's the kind of laziness you'd expect from fucking Uwe Boll. I mean, Jesus. Alright, here's a fun fact, guys. Believe it or not, we're kind of already done with this free.
Okay.
We can go to the last dungeon of the game right now, if we want. The rest of this tree is literally nothing but optional dungeons and side quests and the final dungeon.
So this is literally like Final Fantasy VII, only Final Fantasy VII had each of its discs, well, its first two discs, stuffed to the brim with content, and then had to add the third disc because of all the content made from those high-res at the time cutscenes, so it made sense. Here...
So what are you gonna do now?
There you go. All of those dots that you saw there were side quests, but this is the only side quest that actually has cutscenes to it. So this is the only one I'm going to show. Here we go. The second and last cutscene with story. Go ahead, Jova.
So basically, what you're saying is like, well, that there's so little content. Why did they need to switch? So why did they need to split the
story-wise,
discs on this one?
Well, story-wise, technically there is more content. There's a lot of content this free. It's just that it's optional story deprived content. It's purely gameplay content. But go ahead.
That's fake. It's obviously a silhouette of some sort of toy or something reflecting off. Come on.
My guess is, Jova, what happened was they didn't really have anything else to fill the game story-wise in terms of the third disc. So they just stuck in as many optional dungeons as they could.
It's addressed to the Calasso shopping center, but there's nothing like that around here.
Jiro, you're always focusing on details. Let's just see what's inside.
Yeah, I mean, we've already invaded their mail. Let's go inside their house.
Jiro, please.
We shouldn't read someone else's letter. Let's put it back in the box.
Then why did we even take it out of the box to begin with?
I understand that it's stressing and doing all the time, focusing on details, and sometimes you just want to overlook at stuff and just go from the appearances and shit, but come on.
Wait, weren't we supposed to go into the house or something?
That's the thing, Joe, but there is no proper entrance in the actual house there. You have to enter
Who builds a house without doors or something?
You have to enter from underground. Actually, they're going to give a reason. Apparently, the kids living here really want to be secluded and not have anyone bother them.
That's why they made that.
So, when Nene is not imprisoning a city, the inhabitants wants to be fucking shut-ins. Also, Merry Christmas.
Also, just gonna say this. What's stopping
By the way,
me?
Joby, you were complaining about how everything is Nene. Well, this is actually the one town that wasn't affected by Nene.
Wait. This is a town? It's just one house.
Okay, fine. This particular spot.
Also, well, would you look at that? I called it.
Wow, there are so many.
Wait, you really still think...
Quiet. They might be part of Nenny's.
Are you fucking... Why is Zola not stopping them?
Okay.
She's an adult. She knows that
Okay.
Sorry, Teo. She doesn't have enough of a brain or personality to do so.
Or maybe she just doesn't care.
Okay. Maybe on the off chance they are part of Nene's army, but, they ain't shadows.
What are they wearing?
The corpses of the enemies? Oh,
so they're all human Cubones?
Oh my.
Well, Cubone mostly wears the skull of his mother, so...
Yeah.
Well, Teo, how do you know those are not the skulls of their favorite animals?
Charming.
It's the skulls of the pets.
Hey, you better not lose it.
I know. If I lose it, we won't be able to go down below.
I'm not losing. Oh, sorry. Very old stuff.
You want to go down below? You should use this.
Okay.
Fireplace key.
You're very welcoming of us.
Well, actually, Jova, I kind of skipped through it, but you can talk to all the children, but all the children only say useless, stupid things. So I kind of just skimmed over it because the part was already long enough as it was.
I mean, you know, dialogue.
Also,
and whatnot, but even still, though.
music is playing through this
Basically,
place.
Jova, they just say generic. What are you doing here? There you go. There you go, Jova. It is a village.
So...
It looks weird.
Someone's over there. Let's talk to them. Is this a village of kids?
Alright, Teo, prepare to be an... Alright, Teo, you're not gonna like this. I'm just warning you right now.
How bad could it be?
Jova.
What are they saying? They're not very friendly, are they?
But,
Who are these
actually,
people?
considering how one of the kids literally just gave you a key when you just came in, I'd say they're pretty friendly.
Beating her to it.
What do you want? Will you marry me?
Fuck it.
What?
What?
No, I'm not standing up for this.
What? Wait, what? What?
So this is the part. This is the part where Teo would rage quit the game.
Wait. Hold on. What's going on?
All the little girls are asking Marumaro to marry them.
No, just no.
Is this like a reference to something that pisses you off?
What is he, T?
No.
but it's just so stupid, randomly and
They're friends.
And
Just friends.
convoluted.
Okay, so they asked him to marry him.
I
Why?
can't believe this is from the same person who wrote Final Fantasy VI.
Is there like some
I
big?
genuinely cannot believe it.
Is there like some big regional traditional reason why they all asked him to marry him?
I mean, for as okay. Let's go with this. For as terrible, okay, Teo. For as terrible as Spirits Within was, at the very least, it kind of felt like it tried a bit more than this.
Yeah, at the very best it was just boring. But this is downright insulting for how stupid it is.
So,
it's
like-
intentionally stupid.
So like, what? Is everyone here a girl who wants to marry?
No, there are boys. It's just that all the girls are chasing Marumaro. He even
And in
left the
case
party.
you're
as he
wondering, audience, I'm usually okay with the random moments of silliness in sidequests. Like, if you remember in my Final Fantasy VII playthrough, one of my favorite moments is that mini game about Mog's house in the Gold Saucer. But this is just it's a combination of facts. The fact that these midgets or kids or whatever they are, out of nowhere, we just go, "Oh, will you marry me?" to probably the most annoying character in the entire party. No one is stand up for this. Not even Zola, which seemed to be among the party the only one with some fucking common sense in her fucking brain, but not enough care in the world to actually go through it.
Go ahead, Shuri.
Oh. You can't leave. Marry me, Marumaru.
Maru wanna get out of here!
The statement of my soul.
We have to get Marumaro to calm down, or maybe get the.
No, don't run after him, guys. Let's run in the opposite direction.
Yeah, let's just leave him here forever.
So wait,
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Ah! The man of my dreams! Maru, marry me!
Okay. I don't know what to tell you.
Marriage!
I-
Marriage! What's with you in marriage?
so
Not Sakaguchi, but I'm gonna do another different comparison.
so
In Xenogears, there's this very dramatic moment where the city that is currently giving refuge to your party, which are currently wanted by the typical big bad government of the time, is getting it was hidden until came here, but then is getting attacked by the army of said big bad government. And you're arriving at a point that Xenogears is a game that utilizes also mecha for combat, where you're very outnumbered and your party is very weakened by attack. So what happens? Against the general and the enemy general, what was supposed to be a joke party member, which is this cute fuzzy animal called Chew, which is like a pink hamster, guinea pig, actually grows gigantic the size of a mech and starts beating the living shit out of it. That's a silly moment, but it's both awesome, epic, and a bit foreshadow at the same time.
Oh wait, hold on. Is it because Marumaro wears headgear that they're trying to marry him?
Very good, Jova. Very good.
So
This
wait,
instead is just no. The only thing that's mostly redeemable is whether it's a side quest that you can not even go through it.
you know what's sad
But
to you?
otherwise, fuck this. And why the fuck is everyone celebrating Christmas?
You know what's sad to you is the fact that
Alright,
Marumaro
so here's a backstory on the village. Deepest
Alright.
lore, as Teo would
Beats
say.
me. So why do you wear headgear?
Okay, here's the problem. I hate this part because
Oh, she
the old lady-
disappeared.
There's this running gag of the old lady disappearing over and over when you caught her, and you have to keep doing this for like 4 times until she finally talks to you.
She's
It's
like
pointless. It's pointless. It's annoying. It's literally the game just wasting your time and laughing while you're
Wait.
doing this.
Hold on, short people underground. Are these dwarves?
Well, they never specifically say that it's dwarves, so
I mean, are they like all this short, or is it? I mean, is it just the kids asking Maro to marry them, or are those dwarves?
And again, I don't know, Jova. The only backstory we're gonna get on this village is what the old lady is about to tell us about why they wear the headgear. After this, we're pretty much done with this village, because after this particular part, the village is pretty much the rest of the village is basically just there for gameplay purposes.
It's cold.
But I thought I'd show this because it's some of the worst
Is that
part
the
in the.
only
It was one of the worst parts in the game, if you ask me.
Don't you go and
Wait, are you saying that this whole thing is optional that we're doing?
Yes, it's optional.
Dang. And nothing else gives you cutscenes?
No, all the other stuff is just dungeons with optional bosses and super duper equipment.
Huh, interesting.
Allow me to remind you, Teo, that Blue Dragon is a 79 on Metacritic. No comment on that, I guess.
I just psyched. It's at this point it's just sad. What's that name of the third phase? Denial, anger, and what's that before? Acceptance.
Denial, anger, acceptance.
Hold on,
No,
there's 5
acceptance is the
stages.
fourth. Actually,
What's the third one?
Kubler. I'll just search why. Fuck these cuts.
But Teo, deepest lore right now.
Well, might
The
as well try
game
and
had
pick.
plenty of time to establish his word and did not even try.
So apparently the reason they
At
were
this
here...
point, it's starting to get annoying for me. I can't believe it.
So apparently the reason they wear headgear is because back then it was about giving the princess...
I warned you, Teo. I warned you that this game would break your heart.
I told you, dog.
It just happened. I predicted it, and it happened.
I told you about
Hold on,
stairs.
guys. I'm trying to listen, actually.
The princess didn't laugh, but the young man took off his headgear. He kept taking off headgear after headgear.
Oh, it was a Team Fortress 2 player.
Couldn't see what was underneath. At first, the princess ignored him.
Okay.
She wanted to know what was underneath the headgear and couldn't take her eyes off of him. She was transfixed.
Really.
Then what happened?
And
He drew
poof.
off the last piece of headgear and his shirt to reveal a
Uh,
smiling
it-
face hand-drawn on his stomach.
What?
Huh?
The man boldly asked the princess.
I was gonna make at first a Layton joke with the whole head, but this is getting
that
weird.
laughed so hard, she almost couldn't say yes.
Did they get married?
Oh, yes. The king was a very kind man with a sense of humor, and he granted the princess permission to marry. Afterwards,
You see, Teo, who needs he knows fairy tales when we got this?
I mean, it's weird, but it's not bad on its own. It's just when it's inserted in this bullshit contest.
Yeah, honestly, this is one of the more unique backstories, honestly. The one that starts off silly, but then you
At
actually
least
see a bit of a
feels
deeply
like
different
there's some
meaning
kind
to
of
it.
potential to it.
Well, Teo, right after this cutscene, we leave and we never talk about this ever again.
Well, hey,
And
thank...
nothing of value was lost. Anyway, Jova, to answer you, yeah, you're right. It's 5 stages: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and
But what does
acceptance.
this have to
Alright,
do with all
Teo,
the
start
marriage
bargaining with
proposals that Marumaro
Sakaguchi.
Actually, I'm in stage 4 at this point.
That's simple, dear.
Chile, what are your thoughts on all this?
Wearing a single piece of headgear.
Well, if they're not gonna bring it up again.
Oh, so that's why.
Well, could you at least
Well, I
tell us what you
forgot.
think? Go
I
ahead.
forgot, what did they actually stated why we're celebrating Christmas all the time?
Well, yeah, but that's
Because
I guess
it's
because
Christmas
it's always
in
snowing
there.
here. I
Or it's
don't-
because it's the day where when the stranger arrived or something.
And apparently the reason that the girls want to marry him is because he's wearing only one hat. And by their tradition of wearing only one hat means that you're all set for getting hit.
What? Shu is a dick. I mean, Marumaro is annoying, but he doesn't deserve this.
Yeah.
It's okay, Teo. Zola's about to solve the problem.
Marumaro is my dear friend.
Friend zone.
Please, give up hopes of marrying him.
Yeah, he's my dear friend, even though we only tried it like twice.
Also, I can't believe this game is seriously promoting these interspecies.
Oh
Oh
boy.
wait, no.
We're almost deranged into Sonic 06 territory.
I'm just gonna take a quote from Roger Vanderwood's Shadow the Hedgehog parody. Friends, we spoke to each other twice.
No, please.
Anyway, no,
Just so you know,
seriously, I mean,
I
that's
only
one of
did
the
it to
biggest
help a
problems
friend.
with this game is the wasted potential, because there are some interesting things here, but they don't do anything with them afterwards,
guess you do have a nice side.
which is more annoying than the stuff that's actually
That
bad.
was bold.
I mean, yeah, honestly, for as stupid as this was first coming off of, I actually kind of like this area, if only because, yes, it's... Okay, it's like your typical RPG. Things start off weird.
God,
Hold on, let me finish. It starts off weird and kooky, and you have no idea why it does it, but unlike most of the areas in this game, this one actually has a lore that explains stuff, and so we get why stuff is weird. It's sort of like, yeah, it's sort of like in Pokemon Sun and Moon where you're explaining that everyone greets stuff with aloha. It doesn't make sense at first, but then you learn about it for the lore. And also that area in that Battle Network game I'm thinking of.
Indeed.
The WhatsApp area.
All right, everybody. In the next part, we start the final dungeon. We're almost there.
See ya.
See you then.